Hey guys, never stop Daddy here today, and the Dragon Ball 8th year anniversary is close to a month away now, and we are kind of in territory where things are going to start slowing down for the game, preparing for the anniversary, and we're going to want to save as much crystals as we can. And we are kind of in uncharted territory now that we have the new legend rarity. It's going to be the first anniversary ever to have legend units in it, and honestly the format could be different from what we've seen before. What we typically see is 2 LFs for part 1, 2 LFs for part 2, and ultra for part 3. That is the typical choice. Last year we did get 2 ultras, so we can maybe get 2 ultras again, who knows. But I feel like part 1 will be 2 legend units, part 2 will be 2 legend units, and then part 3 will be an ultra unit. So I'm going to be giving my predictions for what I think we could get. I want to give a shout out to these artists. So BLZ151101, huge shout out to them. Very good artists just in general. There's a lot of Dragon Ball art, and yeah, really good. Ricochet with an X GFX, once again really good artist, especially when it comes to some of these animations. Like you can see this one playing it was insane. We got, I believe this is Buraku, so Buraku01, also an insane artist. So I'm going to be looking at their art when comparing the units I think we could get for part 1, 2 and 3. So let's get straight into this. First, I think they bring back a classic Gogeta Blue and Super Saiyan full power body. I don't know why it's been so long since we got like a premium summonable unit of this guy, and if they do manage to bring it back, he has to just be insane. I wouldn't even be surprised if he was better than him and is the best unit in the game. I feel like it has to be done. I want him to have like something groundbreaking. Maybe he transforms twice. He goes from his Fury mode to Super Saiyan, and then he goes into full power Super Saiyan. And Gogeta Blue, they could make him have a succession mechanic from the tag Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, where once they defeated, they fuse, transform into Super Saiyan Blue, so on. But yeah, I feel like that's an insane part 1, just to bring it back and just show how incredible this moment in Dragon Ball history just was in general. If they are going to give us a 1% sparking, hopefully more, I would prefer 1% sparking on each banner. I would say probably Super Saiyan God Vegeta would be definitely one of the 1% sparkings I would like to see. I would also like to see a Golden Frieza, maybe a transforming one. We have had the transforming one in the past, but I feel like it's a bit outdated now, so maybe a better one, who knows. But just a Golden Frieza in general, it's always pretty cool. So the main one though would be Vegeta. If they give us a support, I'm not going to guess what the supporters are. I really couldn't care less. It could be literally anyone from the entire movie. So yeah, the 1% sparkings are what we're more down for. So that would be my choice for the premium legend units. Legend Gogeta Blue and Legend Super Saiyan full power body. That would just be so good in my opinion. On to who I think would get a Zenkai. I feel like this will tie in nicely. Movies hasn't got a lot, and this guy would be just ridiculous. I don't even know whether they want to Zenkai him, because if you don't remember when he first released, he was easily best unit in the game, and he was just monstrous. Restoration of Vanish everywhere, dealing damage so powerful it would just break your phone at the same time. It was honestly terrible. So if they do decide to Zenkai him, God help us all, because he might even be better than these 2 units. Now I think a second unique equip for the Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Dragon Fist Goku would be nice. He didn't get the best of Zenkais. He didn't get the best first unique equip. They were okay. He wasn't bad by any means, but I feel like with how second unique equips have been lately, if they give him one just as good as them, he will be insane. I want to use him again, and I want him to be as good as what we've seen from like Orange Piccolo, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, etc. Like, it'll just be insane. So yeah, that'll be a really good part 1 in my opinion. So before I go on to part 2, I just want to preface, in most cases, the part 2 of most of the celebrations, specifically anniversary, has been a lot less hype compared to part 1. Part 1 tends to be the one that's like, yep, part 2 is like, yeah, we'll summon here and there, but mostly we'll probably carry on summoning for part 1 unit, and then part 3 brings it back. So I'm gonna go kind of that route as well. I feel like we will get a legend Super Baby 2 and a legend full power Jiren. By all means, they're not really the worst of units you could get, but it's just not as hype as the part 1, and it kind of makes sense that they could put them here because we've had some crazy choices in the past. Legends Fest, literally the one we just had, Super Janemba. We've had Ultimate Gohan, we've had God Goku, and these are like units that you wouldn't really expect to be at the level of hype for them to be represented in the anniversary celebration, Legends Fest celebration, but here we are having them for part 2, so even part 1 for some of them. So I feel like a Legend Super Baby 2 and a Legend full power Jiren would be nice. I feel like he would be more for the powerful opponent side. He would maybe tie into Universal Survival Saga further down the line, but wouldn't be the worst of choices. And I feel like with what's happened with GT, he would just be fantastic, a core unit. And in terms of a 1% sparking for each of these guys, see, I want to kind of say a 1% Super Saiyan for Vegeta, because I know we got the Ultra one towards the end of last year, but even then I feel like we could use another Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta because he's just hardly ever been in the game. Just let us have him. A 1% version of him would be too, or even like a Super Saiyan Vegeta from there, or like a Goten. I would like it to be Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, but I don't think it will be. So maybe a Super Saiyan Goten from when Baby possessed him or something, because we have had a possessed Trunks before, so that wouldn't be too bad. In terms of this, maybe a 1% God of Destruction Topo. We haven't got God of Destruction Topo in a while, or maybe like an MVP 17. I feel like that would be pretty nice as well. So yeah, not too bad in terms of what we could get there. Once again, not as hype, but to be honest, Legends Fest, the one we just had, their part 2 was actually pretty good. As hype as the first part, because they had a really hype character, which I will give one guess as kind of a dark horse in this anniversary, that I wonder if any of you could really guess who I might be thinking. But I feel like it could maybe be a part 2 unit who I will discuss at the end. So for part 2, a Legend Super Baby 2, a Legend full power Jiren. Maybe they both transform, have like comeback, revival. I wouldn't want this guy to have invincibility. Maybe he has invincibility, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, something along those lines. In terms of Zenkais, now the Legends limited unit I want to get as Zenkai is the Tag Goku and Frieza. I feel like it'll fit in nicely. We get a new full power Jiren, and then they kind of get back into the meta because they were good. They got a buff as well. I think, were they the first ever anniversary unit to get a buff? I can't quite remember, but I think they are. The unique equip was okay. It wasn't the greatest. It didn't really bring them back, but yeah, a Zenkai could help them out. And then for the GT side, give this guy a unique equip. He would make it insane. Imagine the combo of this guy, Ultra, Super, full power, Saiyan 4 Goku, and the Legends limited Super Saiyan 4 Goku that just got the unique equip. That would be insane. And then you can tie him into the team as well. Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta will kind of be back as well. Maybe even Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So yeah, a lot of stuff they could do with this anniversary, and I honestly am going to be very excited if they do anything along these lines. Now for part 3, I think there's only one route to go, in my opinion. I know he was part 1 of last year's anniversary as a transformer unit, and it has to be Ultra MUI Goku. I feel like it's kind of time where we got an Ultra version of this guy. I was gonna say because last year's anniversary he was represented as part 1, but I feel like he can be another part for a different anniversary, especially the one after, and I feel like Ultra MUI Goku would just be something else. Like, look at the lineup we could have: Gogeta Blue, Broly, Baby 2, Jiren, and then it kind of ties in with Jiren. You think, oh, that's probably it to do with Universe Survival Saga, then bam, it actually is Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku as the Ultra. He will probably be game breaking. He'll probably be broken beyond belief because most Ultra Instinct Gokus are, and yeah, it will just be fantastic in my opinion. I feel like for part 3, towards the end of celebrations, they tend to go kind of anywhere they want to with the Zenkais and the Nikki Grip. So I feel like Zenkai, they give it to God Goku. It kind of ties in, not like from the saga, but God Ki. They're both God Ki, so that will be pretty nice. And then I feel like just to end it off, so that we do have a Super Vegito, they give us the fusing Super Gogeta's unique equip. I feel like that will be pretty nice. That is a bit of a stretch because to get his and then not the Gogeta Blues, when I think the Gogeta Blue needs it more, would be kind of crazy. But the only reason why I'm saying this guys is because we're literally getting a Gogeta Blue. So if Gogeta Blue is part of the anniversary, I don't think the fusing Gogeta Blue gets one, but if he isn't, maybe he does. But yeah, I would like to see this if they go anywhere near what I've done. Now onto the Dark Horse, who I think could potentially be a part 2 unit, maybe replacing Baby, but I feel like he'd replace Jiren more than anything. I'm saying the Daima Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku. I feel like him as a legend unit would kind of make sense. Daima kind of got some representation towards the start of the year. We got a legend Super Saiyan 3 Mini Goku. So to finally get the Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku as a legend in the 8th anniversary would be insane. If not, the only other place I can maybe see him is the Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku, but I feel like they would want to give him a legend first. So that's kind of the Dark Horse, the only one where I think he could fit in. He could maybe even be in part 1, who knows. It could be him and Broly and not Gogeta. They might save Gogeta for another slot, maybe Legends Fest, because that is pretty hype. But yeah, those are my potential picks. So Gogeta Blue, full power Super Saiyan Broly, Super Baby 2, full power Jiren, Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, and potentially Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku. Let me know what you think. I'm very excited for it, and I know a lot of other people are excited for it. I'm saving my crystals already. It's going to be tough because I want to summon on a lot of these banners. I want to summon for the Bardock. I want to summon for maybe the Ultra that's to come, but I'm going to stay strong. I'm not going to summon for anything, and I will go crazy during the 8th anniversary, just like a lot of you will, and hopefully we will be lucky. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, and if you want to see more in the future, subscribe. See you on the next one. Goodbye.